My name is Grace. I am 26 years old. I have a husband. His name is Adam. He is 30 years old. We live in a small rented apartment. Adam and I have been married for 3 years now. We didn't have much money, but we were happy. Adam worked in a cloth manufacturing company. The company was owned by a powerful businessman. Everyone respected his boss, not out of love, but out of fear. He was a cruel man who never rewarded effort. Adam had worked there for nearly 3 years. I watched him come home every night with tired eyes and weak hands. Adam always talked about how the company needed newer machines to improve production speed. He told this to his boss many times, but every time his words were ignored, like they meant nothing. Adam never stopped trying. One morning, Adam left for work in such a rush that he forgot to take his lunch. I packed it for him and decided to take it to him myself. As I entered the company, I didn't see Adam right away. But before I could ask someone, a tall man in a suit stepped in front of me. I knew it was Adam's boss. He looked at me in a way that made my skin crawl. His eyes didn't just see me, they examined me. I said, "I'm here to give this lunchbox to my husband." He said, "Oh, give it to me. I'll make sure he gets it." I didn't want to seem rude. I held out the box to him. He took the box with one hand, but grabbed my wrist with the other. I froze. I quickly pulled my hand away and stepped back. "I'll go now," I said, and turned around before he could say another word. I didn't look back. I just wanted to be home. I didn't tell Adam. What could I even say? That his boss had touched me in a way that made me feel like an object. I didn't want to worry him. Maybe it meant nothing. Maybe I imagined the whole thing. Days passed. I kept myself busy with work. I was a teacher at a small school, but I always dreamed of teaching at a big school with a good salary. One evening, Adam and I were sitting on the sofa. I looked at him and said, "I think I should leave this job. I want to apply in another city, a big school. Maybe we could move together." Adam was quiet for a long time. Then he said, "But my job, I've worked so hard, and we don't even have enough money to start over." I said, "I know, but we can't keep going like this." Adam looked at me and said, "Okay, tomorrow I'll resign." I was surprised. I knew how much his job meant to him, but he loved me more. The next day, Adam went to his office carrying his resignation letter, but he came back home with a happy face. Adam looked at me and said, "Guess what? I told my boss I wanted to leave, and for the first time, he actually listened. He promoted me, Grace, and he doubled my salary." I tried to smile. I really did, but my heart didn't feel happy. I remembered his tired face, his hands. I didn't want to stay here anymore, but I couldn't tell him. The money helped, but it wasn't enough. The rent, electricity bills, and food expenses were a lot. I had already quit my job and had no income. One afternoon, the landlord banged on our door asking for rent. I stood there silent, ashamed. I felt useless. I told Adam that night, "Let's go, let's just leave." He said, "We will, I promise, but let me save some money first. Just a little more." I said, "Okay." One evening while Adam was at work, someone knocked at our door. I opened it and froze. It was him, Adam's boss. He walked in without waiting for an invitation. He held an envelope in his hand. He said, "You need money, I can help." I didn't answer. I just stared. He said, "Spend one night with me." Then he brushed his fingers along my back. I froze. I said, "What did you just say?" He said, "You heard me." I screamed, "Get out, get out!" He left. I fell onto the floor shaking. That night, Adam had an accident on his way home. I rushed to the hospital praying. My eyes were full of tears. Thankfully, his injuries weren't too serious, but the bills were. I sat beside him, holding his hand. It felt like I was losing my mind. The rent, the hospital, the debt, everything was crashing down, and we had nothing. That night, I went home alone. I cried and cried until I had no tears left. I did not want to do it, but I had no choice. With shaking hands, I stood before Adam's boss. Slowly, I removed my scarf along with every shred of dignity I had left and said, "I accept your offer." That night, everything broke inside me. My dignity, my pride, my soul. I wanted to run far away from that place, but I couldn't. When that horrible night ended, I walked home silently. I didn't even wash my face. I just sat on the floor and cried. The next day, I paid the bills. When Adam came home, he looked at me with confused eyes. He said, "How did you pay for all this?" I said, "I borrowed from a friend." Adam said, "But you don't have any close friends, Grace. Tell me the truth." And I broke down. I told him everything, every word, every tear. Adam said nothing at first. He just stood there frozen. Then he left. I ran after him screaming. I said, "He's dangerous, Adam. You can't fight him." But Adam didn't stop. He went into his boss's office and punched him so hard that blood poured from his mouth. He shouted, "Stay away from my wife! Stay away from my family!" Someone told us afterward we had messed with the wrong man. His power was endless, and even the police feared him. We were warned to leave or die. So we packed everything we had in 2 small bags and left that same night. While driving to a nearby town, our car tire burst as Adam pulled over to fix it. It was getting dark. That's when we saw headlights, a car speeding toward us. It was Adam's boss, drunk with a gun. We ducked inside the car, holding our breath. By some miracle, he didn't see us. His car sped past, disappearing into the night. We stayed in the car till morning. The next day, we found a petrol station at the petrol pump. We heard the news. The rich, powerful man who haunted our lives was dead. His car had crashed that same night. I didn't know what to feel. Relief, guilt, fear, maybe all of it. We reached a new town. Adam found a job and we rented a small house. I applied to a big school and I got the job. Our new life began. We don't talk about that night, but I still wake up crying sometimes, remembering the way he grabbed my hand. But we survived. If you liked this story, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Learn English by Stories.